Molweni, 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 molweni. I've got my earpod in and dinner equipment yokwenza videos, but what am I doing here? Hi guys, my name is Pearl. I'm a 34-year-old entrepreneur. I identify as an entrepreneur, but sometimes I work when I don't have money. I recently resigned from my job 4 days ago, and I have a little bit of money, but it's not going to get me through. So I'm in a position now where I need to raise funds. I'm at my place now, but I'm going to leave shortly. So as an entrepreneur, I still have stock of some of the things that I was selling. One of them is jackets. So now, because I need to raise funds, I need to raise money, I need to get myself out of the situation I've put myself in, I've decided I am going to go sell these jackets. Where? I do not know. How? I don't know. All I know is that today I'm not going to stay indoors. Anditi, I resigned on Monday. Today is Thursday. I resigned on Monday. Today is Thursday. So one thing I don't want to do is to lie in bed and cross fingers and hope for the best. I'm taking things in my and and I'm trusting God. I'm trusting my abilities to sell, and I'm trusting God, and I'm hoping for the best. That's it. So I'm gonna go out there and stand and all I have is these jackets. I'm gonna see what I do with them. I'm gonna look clumsy while I do it, but today is the day I face this fear of going to sell on the streets and hoping okanye planning that this is going to be a series of that where I go out there and I sell things in the streets. Ne? So that was my intro, and I don't think I'm going to talk a lot, but I might talk a little on this journey. Okay, sizawuhamba ke shortly ne? And go to a more busy place, and I'm not promising a great video, but maybe you'll get to learn something from this video. You're gonna come with me. I hope you enjoy. Okay. Firstly, let me do this. This is my suitcase. I need to use it to put in the jackets. So I'm gonna take out everything that's here. In the corner, I'm gonna put it in the corner, and then the jackets are here. I'm gonna transfer them to this because Lena Lena, it needs me to carry it, of which I'm not gonna be able to do that. So let's empty this shop. Yeah. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. So we don't talk anymore. I might need this ukuzondlala phansi for the things, ne? And then these are my plastics. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't love anymore. What was all of it for? Ooh, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't love anymore. What was all of it for? Ooh, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. I just hope you're lying next to somebody who knows how to love you like me. There must be a good reason that you're gone. Now over to the most important step. The most important step of any business. If you're a believer, this is the most important step. I'm going to pray for my stock as well as, get going, go out there. Hi. Okay, I'm about to pray, Sana. So you are just going to close your eyes. And I'm making a video. Did you hide? Ayizokuveza yintoni kwenziwe kangaka ividiyo Anywho, vala amehlo nawe mfaka ngithanda sana. Close your eyes. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore.
A few moments later.
I'm back. Okay, so how did it go? Umamelene? My son is also listening because he wants to know how my adventure went. So I got a taxi. So I left here not sure where I am going to stand or where I'm going to put my stand to sell. I got a taxi, normal taxi, not cab. I got to town and I got off. Oh, taxi driver andibuze ke apha endleleni uba uyaphi eholideyini nesikolo singekavalwa. Undibuze like 3 times. So I eventually tell him, but no, andiholideyini. Ndiyokhangela indawo yobeka istand ndithengise. So the taxi driver advises that I stand by the banks where andithi today kupeywe i-grant, yimini ye-grant today. So athi stand by the ATMs where omaka Enzo bakhupha khona imali. It should be better. Anywho, I didn't find a space next to an ATM. So I went around, I walked around. Oh, I then went to an internet cafe. Ne? Okay, so I got off by the bank, went to the internet cafe to go. Kausapa Iasiland. So I went to the internet cafe to go and do this because when I got off by the bank, I stood there for a while trying to think about it. And I was trying to think, do I station myself here? But Yabintlezi City, no, not here. There are too many people here. You don't want to be here. So I ended up walking around, just checking out. Ndabona nabanye abantu ababeke impahla endleleni. Ezinye zii-shops zibeke impahla nazo phaa endleleni. So as I was walking around, I decided, well, let me go to an internet cafe and go print this, right? So I went in, I paid for 15 minutes, quickly did this, and then I went to the bin outside, I got a box, and I cut it up. Internet cafe person was asking, where's this? So nemchazela uba zikhona. Zilapha kulaa suitcase. And he was just asking questions, obviously not buying, but I think Jay, he was ubone umntu who's impressed or something along those lines. And I went down to Buffalo Street and I kept walking and looking around, checking until eventually I was tired. I decided to stand by this one place. There was space to stand, but eventually back when no man, dingaske ndime apha. I ended up standing there. There was another lady ngapha othengisa sweets and socks and stuff. So ndithenga sweets, and then I asked her, what do I do to get a stand here? The owners of this shop will not be happy about that. Bazakususa. And then ndayendathini na? No, okay. And then I be like, imapha kule corner. I think if I can, I'm gonna attach pictures of the corner I was standing on. But ke athi, like after ecacise loo nto wayicacisa wathi, hey, mntana, beka mani kule corner, uyiphethe into yobeka phantsi. Ndibe like, khona malapha, andinike ii-boxes. So I laid down my boxes, I put amalaphu, and I took out my jackets and I put them there. And she was very helpful. Qale bandinika umtshayelo, ndatshayela that part, and then bandinika boxes, her own boxes, and then ndazibeka down, and then I put on amalaphu, and then ndabeka jackets. So this is how it looked there. My jackets were down on top of the cloths, and that's me holding that signage. And yeah, and she was the one othi xa umntu eyonantsika eyojonga iijackets athi phakama, sukonqena mani uphakama usiya kubo. I had a lot of people abazobuka bencama besithi azisentle, but people didn't buy. People didn't buy because, but a lot of them were asking about uhlala ulap. To me, it looked as though imali abanayo like abayibudgetelanga 200 or 300. It could be that the sport, it could be the day of the month, or it could be esa sport doesn't have people who have 200, 300 lying around just to part ways with. But I loved the feedback, and I was very grateful for the fact that Abba Mama that I found they were so helpful with everything. And my favorite part about today was that I overcame this fear, because I've had this on my mind for the longest time, but I've never quite done it. And it's always good to do something and see how it goes, and so that you can decide if it's your thing or if it's not your thing. I think if you're selling something at 10 rand or 10 rand or 20 rand, standing, it makes sense. But if you're selling an item for 200, 300, the people that are passing there, they're not trying to part ways with 200, 300. So I think a different type of setup would have worked out. But I'm so glad I did it. It sort of showed me what I need to do. Like, I really thought there was a lot of red tape and gatekeeping where that is concerned. I learned that there isn't. Abanangxaki. Probably because I prayed, but like everything went so well. I had no obstacles. The only thing is I can't as yet, and I got back and I decided, but oh, okay, Ganene, I haven't even put them up on Facebook, jacket. So that's what I'm gonna do now, because I have somewhere to go for the rest of the weekend. So that's how my day went. It was an adventure. It was an adventure, but I think I exercised my courage today, because, like I said, I've had this on my mind for the longest time. Yo, I don't know since when. Like, kunini ndicinga into yoba hey sana fine vele ndiyobeka istand. And you must remember, abantu abanemali today ngabantu begrant. I feel like on a different day, things could have gone well. If I still have a lot of jackets by the time it's around payday dates, like boma 25, 26, 27, you're month end. If I still have a lot of jackets, I am going to go back to Estendini and do this thing again. Otherwise, I love the feedback. Abantu were looking and they were liking, they were looking, they were liking. But obviously, there was one. I said, hey, benifuna ukunyusa ke yazi. I don't know how real that was, but that's what he said. But he didn't have a size. So, yeah, that's how my day went. I'm so proud of myself, Shem. I don't want to lie. I'm proud of having overcome this fear that I had. I really think I'm coming out of my shell as a seller. Anywho, I think this is the last part of this story. I'm gonna try and attach the pictures of Estendini, because it's a busy corner. I don't have really good pictures, but you sort of gauge the setup of how it looks. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe and like, and click the notification button so that you can get a notification for when I go on my next business adventures. Yeah, I hope this is gonna help another person who's an introvert like myself and thinks of going to sell on the street, but is afraid or has been afraid for the longest time. Maybe this is gonna help them. Yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching. Bye.